Welcome to Robin's Nest Studios. I'm Ken, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Legion list that I play in Warmachine and Hordes. As some of you may or may not know, I've been playing Warmachine for about a little over a year now, and I play Legion of Everblight. When I first started playing, I had Krissa in the Start Collecting box. She wasn't really that good back then. Since CID, she's much better, but back then, I needed a different Warlock. The Warlock I chose was Abby 2. So I've been playing with Abby 2 basically the entirety that I've been playing Warmachine, trying different things out with her, what works, what doesn't, with the models that I have. Through the time of playing Legion and playing with Abby 2, I've kind of figured out the things that work and the things that definitely don't work, and recently I've been having a lot of success with this list. Warlock is Absylonia, daughter of Everblight, otherwise known as Abby 2. She's got a speed of 7, strength 8, mat of 7, rat 6, defense 15, armor 16. She's got 6 fury points, 2 claw attacks at a PNS 14, and a stinger attack at a PNS 12. The stinger has energy siphon, which allows you to take 1 focus or fury off of the model that you're targeting to allow you to make more attacks or to boost those attacks. She also has Alpha Hunter, which reads War Beasts in this model's battle group beginning their activation in its control range can run, charge, or make power attacks without being forced. When this model destroys 1 or more enemy models during its activation, War Beasts in this battle group beginning their activation in its control range gain +2 speed, +2 mat for 1 turn. She's also got Repo 5. That Alpha Hunter comes in clutch. It lets us get our beasts up there nice and quick. Run everything turn 1. Get it all up there, get it in your opponent's face. I have the cards up on the screen for you so that you can read what each of these spells do. Her spells are Bracer, Hexbolt, Psychosurgery, and Return Fire. Up next in the list, we're running 2 Carniveans. Since the CID, they dropped a point and they grabbed Grab and Smash. Carnivean has Speed 5, Strength 12, Mat 6, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armor 18. Dragon Breath, Spray 10, Power 14. Bite is a PNS 18 with a range of 1, and the Talons are each range of 1 with a PNS of 16. Carnivean's also got Eyeless Sight, Assault, Pathfinder, and Soulless. The Animus is Spiny Growth, gives you +2 armor, and anything that hits you that's not a warrior model takes D3 damage. And now, the Carnivean has Chain Attack, Grab and Smash. If this model hits the same model with both its initial attacks with this weapon, after resolving the attack, it can immediately make a headbutt or throw power attack against that target. Next in the list is Golab. Golab has Speed 7, Strength 9, Mat 7, Rat 4, Defense 13, and Armor 17. Its beak is a range 1 with a PNS of 14, and its talons have 2 attacks, range 1, PNS 13. The Animus for Golab is Lightning Strike, which gives you Sprint. This allows you to make a full advance after you kill something. It's also bound to Animag, although that does not matter in this list. We have Carrion Feast. When a living or undead model is destroyed while within 5 inches of this model, you can choose to have that model be removed from play. If a model is removed from play as a result of Carrion Feast, it does not generate a corpse token, and this model can remove D3 damage points. Then you have Entropic Force. While within 5 inches of this model, enemy models lose tough and cannot have damage removed from them. Finisher, this model gains an additional die on damage rolls against damaged models. This is where those early sprays really come in, chip some damage in there, then let Golab go in to clean something heavy up. Then it's got Veteran Leader, Blighted Rotwings, although in this list we do not have any Rotwing. Next up in a battle group, we have 1 Rake with speed 7, strength 8, mat 6, rat 3, defense 15, armor 14, eyeless sight, pathfinder, soulless, and stealth. Its bite is a half-inch range, PNS 11, and its tail strike is a 1-inch range with a PNS of 12. The Rake has an extended control range, which doubles the control range of your caster. This allows the Rake to really get in there behind enemy lines and wreak some havoc, or at the very least, it allows your Rake to distract your opponent. The Animus for the Rake is Still as Death. The spellcaster gains Countercharge. The Rake also has Bounding Leap, which after making a full advance, it can be placed within 5 inches prior to making any attacks. This is really good for getting those back attacks in without taking any free strikes. Then we have 3 Shredders in the list. These little guys are Speed 6, Strength 5, Mat 5, Rat 3, Defense 13, Armor 13. Their bite is a range of a half an inch, and it is PNS 10. They have Scurry, which allows them to have Pathfinder on the charge. They've also got Adolphophagy, however you say that, I'm probably butchering it. When this model frenzies, it immediately charges the nearest Shredder, friendly or enemy. If it cannot, it frenzies normally. They also have Flanking, which is the key with the Shredder. When this model makes a melee attack against an enemy model in the melee range of another friendly faction warbeast, this model gains +2 to attack rolls and gains an additional die on damage. Then we have 2 Harriers in the list. The Harrier has a Speed 7, Strength 5, Mat 5, Rat 3, Defense 13, Armor 13. It's got Eyeless Sight, Flying, and Soulless. Its talons have a range of a half an inch and a PNS of 9. The Animus is elusive, which allows it to advance 2 inches after it's been missed by an attack, and you can't be targeted by free strikes while you're making this movement. And then the Harrier has Annoyance. Living enemy models within 1 inch of this model suffer -1 to attack rolls. The Harrier and the Shredder also have marked target on them because of the theme. Now we get into the solos in the list. First one, we have the Blightedness, Sorceress, and Hellion. Sorceress is Speed 8, Strength 5, Mat 6, Rat 4, Defense 14, Armor 16. Spear is range 2, PNS 9 magical, and the mount attack is range half inch, PAL 10. The Sorceress has aerial coordination, friendly faction warbeasts with flight, beginning their activation in this model's command range, can charge without being forced. This means absolutely nothing to this list because we're running Abby too. Her magic abilities are why we have her in this list. We have Blightstorm. Special action, place a 5-inch AoE anywhere completely within this model's command range. When an enemy model in the AoE is directly hit by an attack and the damage roll does not exceed the arm, the model suffers 1 damage point. Blightstorm lasts for 1 round. She also has Frostbite special action. Frostbite is a range spray 8 magic attack. Models hit suffer a PAL 12 cold damage roll. Next is Wind Ravager. While in this model's command range, enemy models cannot make ranged attacks. This lasts for 1 round. Then we have 2 Forsaken in the list. These are our Fury Management. The Forsaken are Speed 6, Strength 7, Mat 5, Rat 4, Defense 13, Armor 14, range 5, PNS of 12. The Forsaken is ferocious. During its activation, this model can spend Fury points to gain an additional attack or boost an attack or damage roll for each Fury point spent. The magic abilities are Blighted Shroud. Remove all Fury points from this model. Enemy models within 1 inch of this model for each Fury point removed suffer a POW 8 magical damage roll. Add an additional die to the damage roll for each focus or Fury point on the enemy model. This model must have at least 1 Fury point to make a Blighted Shroud special action. So Consume Fury special action, range command, which is 8 inches, target friendly faction warbeast. If this warbeast is in range, remove up to 5 Fury points from it and place them on this model. This model can have up to 5 Fury points at any time. Then we have 1 Spell Martyr in the list. Spell Martyr, Speed 5, Strength 5, Rat, don't matter, he's not attacking anything, Defense 12, Armor 12, it's got Pathfinder and Soulless. Its claws are range half inch, PNS 8, but that doesn't matter because he's not attacking anything. The reason we have the Spell Martyr in the list is because it's an arc node, Spiritual Conflagration. While this model's not in melee and it's in the friendly faction model's control range, the Warlock can channel a spell through it. Remove the model from play after the spell's been cast. So basically, it's an arc node that once you use it, it pops. It's gone, it's dead. It's a one-time use arc node. Last solo in the list is the Grotesque Assassin. Speed 7, Strength 7, Mat 7, Rat 5, Defense 14, Armor 13, Flying, and Stealth. The Assassin's blades, although they look pretty long on the model, are only a half an inch, and it's PNS 11. The Assassin has leadership Grotesques, while in this model's command range, friendly Grotesque models gain Stealth. It also has Sprint, which after it kills something, it can make a full advance. It's also got Assassin's Blade Combo Strike and a Grievous Wound. Then we have a 10-man unit of Grotesque Banshees, Speed 7, Strength 7, Mat 5, Rat 5, Defense 12, Armor 13. That Rat 5 is the reason why we need to keep some Harriers around. It's got Piercing Screech, Spray 6, PAL 12, Rate of Fire 1. The Grotesque Banshees have Force Barrier. This model gains +2 defense against ranged attack rolls and does not suffer blast damage. It also has Piercing Screech, Brain Damage. A model damaged by an attack with this weapon cannot cast spells for 1 round. The reason we have the Grotesque Assassin in here is so that the Banshees gain stealth as well. As you can probably tell from going through the list now, this list is kind of aimed towards going up against ranged lists. Then last but not least, we have 2 units of Hellmouth. The Hellmouth itself can't move, it's just stuck in place. Has Strength 10, Mat 6, Defense 10, Armor 18. It is the leader of the unit and it is soulless. Its maul has a range of 2 and its PNS 15. Each tentacle is speed 5, strength 6, mat 6, defense 10, armor 15. Tentacle strike is 2 inches with a PNS of 10. So the mouth itself is buried. It has no normal movement and cannot become knocked down and cannot be moved or played. It's got circular vision, which means no one can get back attacks on it. It's got distant deployment, which lets it be placed up to 12 inches beyond its deployment zone. It's got impervious flesh, which when this model suffers a damage roll, roll 1 fewer die. It is unscrutable, which opponents can't take control of it. It's also got tendrils. If there are fewer than 3 tentacles in this unit in play during your maintenance phase, you can put 1 tentacle into play. If this model is destroyed or removed from play, the tentacles in this unit are removed from play. If a tentacle in this unit moves or is placed outside the model's command range, remove the tentacle from play. And then the tentacles also have distant deployment, impervious flesh, and inscrutable. The maul has back attack, which allows it to attack things in its back arc, and it's got consume. If this attack hits a small base non-warcaster, non-warlock model, the model hit is removed from play. And then the tentacles have grip. If this weapon hits a large base or smaller enemy model immediately after the attack is resolved, this model can be removed from play. When it is, the model hit is pushed directly towards the Hellmouth until it connects a model, an obstacle, or an obstruction. After the model is moved, the Hellmouth can immediately make 1 basic melee attack against it. Now, while playing around with this list, sometimes I will switch the Rake out for a Naga. But to do so, now that the Rake is no longer 8 points, I have to take away a Rake and I have to take away 1 Shredder. Then I add the Naga in, which leaves me with 2 extra points, so I throw in 2 more Spell Martyrs. This allows me to stand a chance against a list that relies heavily on Incorporeal. The reason we want the Naga in here instead of the Rake when we're dealing with an army that's heavy on Incorporeal is for the Wraith. Wraithbane allows us to give blessed and magic weapons to something else in the army. We also have Knight's Venom, which is a magical attack which will allow us to deal with Incorporeal as well. We're going to be playing this list in the Ravens of War theme. We're doing this because we really want access to that marked target for the Grotesque sprays and the Carnivean sprays. Aside from that, we also want to make sure we go first, so that reroll at the beginning of the game really helps us out a lot with that. This list is kind of a mixed arms list. It's very Battlegroup heavy to take advantage of Abby 2's everything, but then there's also a decent amount of units here so that you have enough to score those zones. With this list, you want to keep that scenario pressure on while keeping an eye for that assassination out. The assassination is really the main way this list tends to win. However, that being said, I have won on scenario a few times. This list has served me fairly well within my meta for the past couple months that I've been playing it. As I said, I've been tweaking it for about a year now, taking things out, putting things in. I've settled on the double Carnivean, which I really enjoy. The Rake is probably one of my favorite pieces in the list because it allows me to kind of really make my opponent panic a little bit, even if I don't really have anything to do with the Rake. What I like to try and do with Abby 2 is around the time I'm going to try and feat with her, I'll try and sneak my Spell Martyr in a spot where I can pop off a Hex Bolt, kill something weak to trigger my Alpha Hunter, and it really makes that feat turn devastating for your opponent. The Shredders are great because you keep them kind of sitting back for the first 2-3 turns until you can sneak them into whatever your Carnivean or Golab are attacking so that you can get that full advantage of the Shredder. You can also use the Shredders as sacrificial pieces if you're trying to deny something or if you're trying to contest a zone. What do you think about this Abby 2 list? Is it good? Is it okay? Is it tweakable? Or does it just straight out suck? Do you even like Abby 2? How do you feel about Ravens of War? Let me know in those comments below. Also, let me know if you like this kind of video. I know it's not painting related, but it is still hobby related in the game that I play. And doing these kinds of videos kind of helps me buy time to get projects done, filmed, and edited for you guys before I post them up. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, or if you got any useful information out of it, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help out the channel a lot. And that's all for now, peeps. Keep on painting.